Unless you've been living under a rock, you probably know that Andrew Huberman, neuroscientist at Stanford University and wellness bro, has been accused of having an affair with 5 women all at once. His justification is he's a love addict. Now, let's get into this. Love addiction, is that really a thing? Love addiction generally refers to a compulsive desire to be in something called limerence. It's constantly wanting to relive that obsessive feeling that comes in the beginning of a relationship, which for 5% of the population can get a little bit out of hand. So in order to gather lessons here, how do we tell if someone's a love addict? People with love addiction have unrealistic expectations around love and relationships. As a result, they're more likely to develop unhealthy fixations with their partner. They're more likely to love bomb you and put you on a pedestal. That can feel amazing, but when that attention and love bombing feels overly intense, you've probably come into contact with a love addict. With Huberman, I'm guessing that love addiction would take the form of falling obsessively in love with one woman, and then as soon as that thrill started to wear off, next going to the other. But does that qualify as an addiction? Not really. And does his argument hold up? Maybe a little perhaps, but not enough to let him off the hook. Want to know what kind of porn he's searching for? Here's how you can look up what type of porn any person on earth is searching for. First of all, you need to know their exact address. So look it up on Google Maps, or if you just put it into Google, usually something will come up if you scroll down enough where you can see where their address exactly is. Number 2, you need to know exactly what type of device they're watching on. Like, is it an iPad or a laptop or their phone? If it's a phone, if you know exactly what type of model it is, that is more helpful. Okay, number 3 is seriously, just stop. You absolutely cannot do this. 4, I can't believe you're still watching this. Happy April Fools! Now respect porn privacy and stay kinky, friends. What the hell is a breeding kink? A person with a breeding kink gets really turned on by the idea of getting somebody else pregnant. You might be thinking, isn't that just a desire to procreate? Not necessarily. People with a breeding kink get off on the risky feeling that comes with the possibility of getting somebody pregnant. The feeling of power exchange, where one partner is submitting to the other, leaving their mark. For some, it's more about role player fantasy. And partners will actually use contraception because they don't really want to get pregnant. Where the fetish gets riskier, of course, is when couples don't use protection, which increases the risk of STIs and unplanned pregnancy. A breeding kink doesn't correspond with one's sexual orientation or sexual identity. Even people who are gay, lesbian, bisexual, queer also report having breeding kinks. Separate but similar to the breeding kink is having a pregnancy fetish or a sexual attraction to pregnant people. One study found that attraction to pregnant and lactating women is actually correlated with more exposure to pregnant and lactating women during childhood. But that's another video for another time. So TikTok is accusing Ariana Grande of having a homewrecker kink based on her repeated habit of going after happily coupled guys and exploding their relationship. Most recently with Ethan Slater. I see it, I like it, I want it, I got it, indeed. But is a homewrecker kink actually real? In some ways, kind of. People get turned on by feeling so deeply desired by another person that that person just can't control themselves. To the point where they're willing to sabotage their family and their career just to be with them. And a homewrecker kink can kind of go along with a special breed of narcissism or sociopathy where you don't really have any empathy for the other person's feelings, or certainly not their partner's feelings or family's feelings. It's really more about driving your own ego. So in other words, in a homewrecker kink, it becomes less about your true, actual, authentic desire for that person and more just about feeding off of what that desire is doing to your own ego. My prediction, in the words of Ariana Grande, I'm pretty sure she'll be moving along shortly, as in, thank you next.